Welcome to the Weight Loss Podcast, where we offer solutions to the obstacles you face when it comes to achieving your health and fitness goals. As a married couple who's lost a combined weight of 100 kilograms and 11 clothes sizes, our raw, real, and relatable stories will show you the path you must walk to achieve and, more importantly, maintain the results you know you can reach. Because we know it works. So get ready to share the success and show the results with your hosts, Matt and Courtney.
Hello, welcome to the Weight Loss Podcast. I am Courtney. As always, next to me is Matt.
Hello.
We're going to get stuck straight in today.
Let's jump in.
So the title of today's episode, which you've probably already seen, is Gym Anxiety 101, what to do, what to ignore, and a simple starter plan.
Yeah. So if you're the sort of person where the gym just causes you immense amount of fear, stress in some ways, anxiety, if it makes your stomach drop, if you have a history of sitting in the car park sometimes in your car, just trying to summon up the courage to walk in, this is for you. So the plan today is to go through what it is, how it works, why it's normal.
Yes.
What you should do if you struggle with this, what to ignore while you are doing it. And we're also going to provide you with a very simple but doable and effective starter plan that can get you rolling immediately.
Definitely. And this is for anyone, maybe you haven't actually got to the gym yet. Maybe you've been going to the gym for a while, but then you had a really big break and now you're trying to get back into it again.
Yeah, you would say this is ideal for someone who is relatively new to the gym or has a habit of stop starting and doing what I call donating to the gym charity, which is where you pay the gym money to be a member and don't go. Yep. So by the end of this episode, you'll know what to do, what not to do, and have an actual structured plan to get underway.
Definitely.
How's this sound?
Well, it sounds like a good plan to us because we planned it. So we're going to go with it.
All right. We'll start with some personal experience. You ever been afraid of the gym or been anxious by the gym?
Absolutely. So
go for gold.
I think the biggest thing for me was always being afraid of going in there and looking silly. I used to go to the gym and I never did weights. So
really?
Until I met Matt, I never did weights ever. I would only ever go in there and do the cardio machines. And even then, I'd really only pick the ones that I knew that would just like a treadmill. And literally you can't stuff it up. It's like a button. You just press go. I was even too scared to do some of the other cardio style machines because I didn't want to look silly because I didn't know how to use the machine. So I would pretty much go in there and either do the treadmill or the stationary bike, and that was it. I was always afraid that people would judge me, afraid that people would be looking at me. They were always my anxieties.
And that stemmed from just not knowing what to do?
Not knowing what to do, not being comfortable, obviously, in myself as well. So I was already low on confidence with the way that I looked. So I think that played into it a bit as well.
Well, you thought you could hide on the treadmill?
Yeah, I think you could just hide into the corner and then you're not going to draw attention to yourself if you look silly or something like that.
Would you use the treadmill in the corner?
Oh, yeah, I'd walk.
But I meant like you pick the one in the corner away from everyone else.
I'd try to pick the one away from some people.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I would never go in the weights area, ever.
Unless you got lost?
Yeah. I think the drinking fountain was in there, so that's literally, I would walk in there to fill up my drink bottle.
What were your thoughts about that area?
It was just really intimidating to me.
Why?
I didn't know what to do. I was fearing that everyone would just look at me and judge me, stare at me, make fun of me. I just didn't want to be in there.
Okay.
I think it was a combination of the fear of the unknown because I didn't know what I was doing and the fear of judgment from others.
Fair enough.
I always got the sense that you were in the way in that space. Yeah. What about you?
Yes, definitely suffered from this when I was particularly inexperienced in the gym. When I first joined up and you go in, you don't know what to do. You don't know what these things are. You may have, like even back then, like I knew what a barbell was, but I didn't have, as I turned out, didn't have the strength to even lift one properly for a bench press. I had to get someone to help me rack it. And that's just a barbell.
Yeah.
Like not much. But the biggest feeling for me was feeling out of place. I fell into the trap of thinking, well, everyone else in here knows what they're doing. And the gym is where people in good shape go. And here's me feeling like I literally just rolled up out of the ocean onto the beach.
Yeah.
Like an actual whale out of water. So I remember seeing these dudes that were in good shape, like just one hand carrying the 20 kilo plates or the 45-pound weights in each hand. And I struggled just picking up one with both hands.
Yeah.
And it's the thought that I've never forgotten it to this day. The thought that was going through my head was, what am I doing here? This place is not for me. And it stuck with me for a long time, or it impacted me for a long time, because I wasted so much time just occasionally going, but talking myself out of it out of fear.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the maturity at the time to realize the best way to overcome gym anxiety is to learn what to do.
Mm.
So very, very pleased to say these days there's no such problem with that. But back when I first started, it was crippling.
Yeah.
For years, because the feeling that you mentioned about people looking at you, I am, and back then was like 5 times your size.
Yes.
There's no hiding. No treadmill in the corner was going to make me hide.
No, you were going to stand out.
Big time. And when you're super self-conscious and you are the largest person in the room, not a good combination.
No.
And I was that sort of person that would either use a bad day or any sort of negative experience as, well, that's my justification to not go to the gym today.
Mm.
Or if I were to go down there, sit in the car park and just have an internal debate with myself for half an hour. Like, do I go in? Do I not? And it went both ways. Either I would just go home or I would go in, but even then I wouldn't do much, because, you stick into the corner, you used to do a couple of things here and there, and then, I better get out of here.
Yes.
It was tough.
Yeah, I can't even imagine being as big as you were on top of everything else that you were dealing with. Like, it must have been even worse, because you're right, you can't hide anywhere.
When you're lacking in self-confidence, you immediately will always feel bigger than even you might be. So even these days, like, as you'll attest to, Courtney, I'm usually the biggest person in the room, but there's a different kind of big these days.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit. But back then, when you've got no self-confidence and deep down you are extremely obese, there's no hiding. Then you add on to that, you don't know what to do, and you are super weak and can't even pick anything up.
Yes.
Like, it is really just setting the difficulty level of attending the gym to the ultra hard mode.
Yes.
But you get through it.
Yes, you do.
So let's move forward here. And I think what we should do is we should normalize gym anxiety.
Let's do it.
Because if you listening or watching have suffered or do suffer through this, like, yes, it is indeed a thing. And yes, you are normal.
Yes.
This is not just you that goes through this. But I would like to just bring things back to reality. And this is as much me talking to my younger self and your younger self, Courtney, as it is talking to you watching or listening. No one cares about you in the gym.
No.
You aren't the main character.
No.
I think we start there.
I think it's a good place to start, because that is a big fear that I mean, I used to have, I just mentioned,
I did.
I know a lot of clients have said to me over the years have had that they go into the gym and they just feel uncomfortable.
Yep. And so often, actually, I would say 99 times out of 100, the discomfort and the anxiety and the fear comes from you haven't been shown or taught what to do. That is the commonality with it.
I think as well, it's often you just assume that when you go in there, so you obviously your mind as well plays a big factor in this because you usually build it up to be a much bigger thing than it is. I think if you pick the right gym environment, generally speaking, no one cares what you're there to do.
I think that's going to be most gyms that, like, if it's a serious gym.
Yeah, if it's a serious gym and, you know, for 99.99 times out of 100, no one in there is actually going to care about you.
Well, as I discovered through years of practice and learning and repetition, the people that we think are judging us in the gym themselves are shit scared that we're judging them.
Not only that, I feel like often the person who might be looking at you in the gym, what I've learned over the years is they're often potentially looking at you for one of a couple of reasons. One is they're trying to figure out the exercise you're doing because
what muscles does it work?
How to do the action. They might never have used the machine before. They might not have done that exercise before. So they're looking not at you as a person, they're looking at the movement, if that makes sense.
It does.
The other thing that I've found is some people will look at you in the gym because they like the leggings that you're wearing or they like the top that you're wearing.
I've never had anyone comment on my leggings in the gym.
I've never had anyone comment on them, but that can happen. If you might be wearing a top that says something and somebody's just sitting on their piece of equipment and you're in their line of sight and they're looking at you trying to figure out what your top says. Like, it can sometimes literally just be as simple as that. Sometimes they're looking at you because they're trying to maybe get your attention because they're trying to ask you how many you've got left on the machine because they want to use that machine after you're done. So there definitely is a couple of reasons why people might be looking at you.
I can add one extra reason to that. And I do this. It looks like I'm looking at you. I'm off in a different planet.
Staring off into space,
recovering from what I just did.
I've done that before and then I've realised that somebody thinks I'm looking at them and I've actually taken my headphones off and been like, I'm really sorry. I was actually just completely zoned out.
I was just off on in a different reality.
Like, I really did not mean to look like I was staring you down.
But it is just the safest thing to assume is no one cares about you. You aren't the main character. Please do your best. Because I know I can speak now as someone who's on the other end of it, where I'm now the super advanced person in the gym that knows exactly what they're doing. You could set off a bomb in a gym and I probably wouldn't know it's going off.
Yeah, but
I'm so focused on what I'm doing.
A little bit different like that. My brain does wander, admittedly, during workouts, and I am a bit more observant around the gym. So I will look around the gym.
I'll look where I'm going, but I don't look at other people.
I look around.
Okay.
And I'm not even staring at people. I just look around in between sets. If I'm walking or if I'm, just resting in between a set, it's either that or I'm looking at my phone and I try not to look at my phone. So then I'll often look around the gym and I see, I just generally check out what's happening. I'm not necessarily trying to look at people, but I'm just looking around, being observant, what's happening.
Oh, okay.
So I think that generally speaking, though, the biggest thing with that is that people are focused on what they're doing. They're focused on their own workout. They're focused on getting in and out as quickly as they can, or they're focused on having a social with their friends that they're working out with in between sets. They're focused on looking at themselves in the mirror, they're focused on recording themselves while they're exercising.
Setting up for their documentary series, yes.
They're focused on a lot of other stuff.
Basically, you will have a long list of things they could be focused on. You are at the bottom of the list.
Very much at the bottom.
Every single time.
Unless you're on their piece of equipment and then you might be towards the top.
Stiff shit, we'll share it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that's the only other time.
All right, what to ignore? What do we ignore when we are going to the gym, attempting to cure ourselves of gym anxiety? Number one, ignore the shape other people are in.
Yes.
This was a big thing for me when I used to have those comparisons when I was a complete beginner. what helped with this was realizing everyone starts from the same point, as in they want to improve.
Yes.
That actually helped humanize and normalize the whole thing. Oh, wait, we're all the same.
Yeah.
Just depends on where we are on the path. But we all start from the same point, which is I want to improve for whatever reason or reasons.
Insert reasons here.
Exactly. So ignore other people's physiques, because it's unfair to compare your day one to someone else's year 20.
But you also don't know what their year is. You also
That's what I'm
don't know
talking
what
about.
their background is. You don't know where they've come from, what they've
Yep.
done. So always keep perspective in that you don't know somebody else's struggles.
That's what I'm talking about. Like if a beginner in the gym compared themselves to me and put themselves in an unfavorable light, I will just say this: I've had a 20-year head start on you. That's the only difference.
Yes.
That is the only difference. I started from the exact same point.
Yes.
I just started earlier.
Yes.
But that's it. So ignore what shape other people are in, because you've got your own work to do. I think this is easier said than done sometimes. Ignore other people's outfits. Sometimes you can't, depending on the gym that you're in, because some of those outfits, mate, what is doing?
I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I think that it's good to try to have as little distraction in the gym as possible.
Yep.
So yes, try to ignore that as much as you can.
Another thing to ignore are the weights other people are lifting. This goes back to in the same sort of classification of comparing your physique to someone else's. It's comparing your strength levels to someone else's. They may have a 6-month, 5-year, 10-year, 20-year head start on you.
Yes.
I guarantee you, just they started the same point you are now. Because I know I did. I started from absolute beginner. Everyone does. No one is born knowing what to do in the gym.
It also doesn't make a difference because
There's also that part as well.
PBs aren't necessarily going to change your body shape alone. So, well, they're definitely not going to change your body shape alone. So it actually doesn't matter what somebody else's PB is, because they also might have different goals. So many differences, it's not even worth listing them all, that it's just worth worrying about what you're doing and getting better.
Speaking of, another thing to ignore is getting in your own head and your own feelings about, I've got to get the form right today. I've got to nail the form. No, you don't have to nail the form today, and you won't nail the form today. You nail the form through repetition.
Yes.
Of going over and over and over again. So key thing we've written down here is that when it comes to form and technique, especially as a beginner, good enough and safe is better than perfect and not done or avoided.
Yes.
Definitely, please ignore the people, the influencers, shall we say shitfluencers, that have their tripod set up and are doing their whole Discovery Channel documentary series on their set of sumo squats. Just carry on.
Vlogging.
Yes.
I think it's called vlogging.
Whatever. Well, we've written here, influencer circus workouts. Like, that is purely, at best, entertainment.
Yes. Yes.
So disregard.
Yes.
Completely disregard.
Yes.
What else is worth ignoring in here?
We mentioned it earlier, feeling like you need to know all of the machines before you enter the gym. It's
Absolutely
not going to happen.
That's impossible.
Remember, you're not even going to be using most of them.
Well,
so,
as we will illustrate when we get to the starter plan section,
yes.
all you're going to have to do is learn how to use somewhere between 1% to 5% of the equipment in the gym.
Yes. So there's no point putting the pressure on yourself to learn all the equipment and all the machines before you go in there.
Yeah, me too.
And as Matt mentioned just before, the best way to learn is by doing and practicing. So you're going to go in there, you're not going to have perfect form straight away. You're not going to know all the different functions of a machine straight away. I've been on a machine where it took me 6 months to realize that the backrest goes up and down. Okay, that's new information.
You also aren't initially going to learn and know how to properly use and activate the muscles you want to use for a certain movement. That also comes through time and repetition and developing that mind-muscle connection. So next thing to ignore is don't fall into the trap of walking in, great, I completed my first session, how much weight have I lost? Like, just get that shit out of your head.
Yeah, just don't do that.
This is the long game here. So any sort of scale pressure, like in the bin, out it goes.
Ignore how busy the gym is.
Now, this one's easier said than done because, Courtney, please share, how annoyed do I get at busy gyms?
Matt
Explain.
will rage, like absolutely rage, if he has to go to the gym during peak time.
Rage
I
now.
don't even call it peak hour because it's usually a couple of hours in the morning, in the afternoon, evenings that are like your peak times. Matt was in such a foul mood if he has to go to the gym during that time, if there is a lot of people there.
Foul how?
He will bitch and moan before he enters the building just by the knowledge that it's going to be busy. Then he will bitch and moan during the entire workout. Then he will bitch and moan the entire way home from the gym, talking about how stupid it was of how many people were in there.
What about the resting bitch face during the session?
It's strong. He has a good resting bitch face anyway, but it's really strong. It basically screams, get away from me. Please leave me alone.
This is like, to be fair, and you may be able to relate to this, like I'm just part of the antisocial social club.
Yes, that's right. That's what you are.
And I'll tell you what this comes down to as well, though, because mind you, in the past and even now, if I have to, if there's no other choice, it's either go to the gym during a busy time or don't go at all. I'm still going to go.
Yeah.
Yes, I might bitch and have a bit of a cry.
Correct.
I'm still going to go because there's still a job to be done. And that's the point we want to sort of share here with you, is that sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. The key thing to remember with a busy gym is that you walk in, you've got a plan, you've got a structure, you execute it to the best of your ability, you go as hard and push yourself as hard as you can, and then get the hell out.
Don't let a busy gym dictate your results negatively. Don't let people affect what you want to do and the goals you want to achieve.
Yes, that's exactly tremendous point, which is why I will still go even when the gym is super busy, because these people don't have a right to affect what I'm doing.
No, and I'm the same. I don't love it either. I don't enjoy being in a gym when it's that busy. But
as well, we're towards the back end of the year. January's not far away, and you know what that means.
Yes, it's going to get even busier. But I don't love it either. And it can also feed into that anxiety because obviously the more people in there, the more crowded it is, it can be quite a bit overwhelming. But remember, you're going in there with a plan, which we'll talk about in a minute. You're going to be you're going in there with a plan, you're going to execute the plan, and then you're going to get the hell out of there. So we don't prolong our gym visits any more than is necessary, regardless of the time of day you're going to work out. You go in, you execute, you leave.
Yep. Now, we've spoken about what to ignore. Let's talk about what to do. So we're going to give you some rules that you can remember in the car park when you're walking in. And he's mentioned
Car park rules.
So Courtney just mentioned plan. I'm going to mention it again. Stick to your plan. Whatever your plan says, and we'll give you one shortly, use what's on the plan, do what's on the plan, and away you go. Because the thing is, having a plan and a structure, for starters, puts you into a very small category of people. I'm telling you now, you walk through the gym, the people that you may think have all their shit together are completely winging it, throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks. If you walk in and you have a plan, you are in a category of like 1 to 5% of people.
Yes.
Now, what this does, this is a key thing. This removes decision fatigue. Decision fatigue of walking into the gym. What am I going to do today? I was going to do legs, but there's someone on the leg press. I might just skip legs today. The bench is empty. I might just go do some sit-ups. Like, no. Remove the decision fatigue. Stick to your plan. By removing decision fatigue, it also will remove potential overwhelm of how much equipment is in the gym.
Yes.
Because when you walk into a gym when you're not confident and you don't know what you're doing and you don't have a plan and it's a big gym, I can understand how overwhelming that can be. Like, holy shit, there is room after room of just stuff.
Yes.
Where do I even start? Having a plan takes all that out of the equation, because when you walk into a gym with a plan, you can look all around you at all the equipment and know, I don't need to use 98% of this shit today.
Correct.
And it's just a mental load off you.
Yes.
Now,
absolutely.
one pro tip we'd give here, is that if you do have to go when it is mega busy, like peak hour, and you've got your plan in front of you and there is just shit flying everywhere, don't be afraid to tweak the order of the plan that you've got if you have to. Like if you have to move an exercise up or down the order, like who cares? No big deal. We want to have consistency in the gym, but there does always need to be the requirement, I think, for flexibility from time to time. Sometimes shit's going to happen. Like you even walk into the gym and one of your machines is on your plan is out of order.
Yes.
Oh, it's been reupholstered or something snapped. Okay, just go find something equivalent and go do that.
Yes.
Just be flexible.
Absolutely. That also takes the decision fatigue out of it as well.
It does.
The next what to do is start lighter than you think. So finish each set feeling like you could do 2 to 3 reps more.
Yeah, when you're first starting out building consistency at the gym, the mission is not to walk in there and cripple yourself. And this is something that I hear a lot from people when they've had experience with personal trainers. And this will come from people that are still anxious around going to the gym. The story will go like this. Yeah, I had a PT at the gym. Like I haven't been to the gym for about 6 to 8 months. And the last time I was there, they gave me this personal trainer and they just absolutely flogged me.
Yeah.
And I was so sore and I couldn't walk for a week and I haven't been back. So that is the trainer's fault for not treating you or not meeting you where you are.
Yes.
And sometimes, a slight digression, but come with me, sometimes trainers fall into the trap of thinking, well, the more they feel it afterwards, the more they'll think they've done something, which is a complete misnomer. Like it's not always about how sore you are.
I agree, but can I also point out that I think that this is our fault as a consumer also. So it's not just the trainer's fault. As a consumer, we also have to know that this is an expectation that we should be expecting, not the crippling exercise expectation. So if I feel like it's a both thing, I think trainers often do it because they feel like the clients expect it. And the clients aren't going to think they got anything out of their session unless they go away feeling sore. And so I feel like expectations on both sides has to be spoken about ahead of time to say it's actually not what we want here.
I'll push back on that. I'll tell you why. I think it is the trainer's fault entirely. The trainer has to educate the client.
Yes.
As an educator, the role should be, here's what this is about, but also here's what this is not about. You may have read or heard or saw that, oh, well, you have to be sore after your workout. I'm here to tell you that's not the case.
Yes.
You may not even be sore after today, but I'm going to show you a way to train where regardless of how sore you are or aren't, you'll know you've done your best.
Yes, I agree.
So, as Courtney said, start lighter than you think. Don't go out there trying to get yourself hurt or anything. The aim when you're first starting is to not be a cripple. It's to learn how to build confidence and consistency in just showing up. That's always step one. When we're relatively new to going to the gym, just showing up and just going consistently is actually more important than what you're doing.
Yes.
Once you show up consistently, you can then refine and improve and evolve from there.
Yeah, it's learn how to show up and then learn how to do it right.
Yep.
And then evolve on from there.
Yep. And then the next tip we'll give, speaking of what to do,
repeat the same moves for at least 4 weeks.
Yeah. So you'll often hear people talk about, oh, yeah, I like to mix it up when I go to the gym. Now, that is half accurate and half total bullshit. So the accurate part is about cardio exercise.
Yes.
Mixing it up for cardio can be very, very effective if the goal is to do cardio for fat loss. It can be very effective. Mixing it up for strength training is an absolute shit show, disaster. Do not recommend.
It's terrible because we literally just got through talking about how we're learning the movements, we're getting the reps and the sets down. Don't focus on form too much in the beginning because you're practicing the movements. If you do that exercise once and then don't do it again for weeks and then you come back to it, that's not that's not going to help you practice the movement. That's not going to help you get better at the movement. And it's also not helping you at all towards your goals.
It's also not going to allow your body to adapt to the movement pattern.
Yes.
As well. Because the thing is to bear in mind here, especially when it comes to weight training, it is a skill. There is a reason weightlifting is an Olympic sport.
Yes.
Now, I guarantee you, when these athletes are training to do their cleans, whatever it might be at the Olympics, like they're not mixing it up too much.
No.
There's certain lifts they want to perform. They're getting stronger at those lifts and doing other accessory lifts to support and things like that.
Yes.
Key thing to keep in mind is that, yes, strength training is a skill. How do we develop skills? Through just repetition. Practice, practice, practice. So if someone encourages you or you've heard around the traps, oh yeah, mix it up with your weights. No, no, no. That is like 5 red flags painted onto a larger red flag.
Yes.
Nothing but red flags. I'll give you an example here of not mixing it up. I've been doing virtually the same exercises or variations thereof for 20 years.
Yep.
And I've gotten fucking good at them.
And you've got good results.
Real good. Real good. Another what to do here, every time you go to the gym, aim to leave with at least one win. So the one win could be as simple as, I did it. I went. I executed my plan. I didn't talk myself out of it in the car park. I've done it. Great. High five.
Win.
Another one could be, I've gotten really familiar with that machine I'm using now. Oh, that chest press machine, those are the settings it should be. The seat should be at this height.
Or
the backrest should be at that angle.
Even just it felt more comfortable today. Like I felt like my coordination was better.
Yes.
Like I felt like just lifting that weight felt better.
I felt better than I did doing it last week.
Yeah, definitely.
Or it felt easier.
It felt a bit easier.
Yep, that's a win. Another win could be, and this is a bit of a pro tip here, I recorded what I did.
Yes.
I logged my training details.
Yes.
That is a sneaky top tier thing to do.
Yes, absolutely.
We've got a pro tip down here.
Yes, invest in a good pair of headphones. So, look, it's completely personal preference, but I advise everybody when they go to a big gym, a big commercial gym, to wear headphones. Yes, gyms play music, so some people just prefer to go and do their workouts without headphones on. I think you focus better with headphones on. I think you listen to better music with headphones on. And all round, I just feel like if you are someone who is anxious going to a big commercial gym, put headphones on.
It's really like if I'm going to be doing, say, for example, I'm aiming for a PB today on leg day, like I need Hall & Oates. The gym ain't playing Hall & Oates.
Enya.
I definitely need Enya. 100% need Enya. So I personally prefer the big over-ear cans that you can get, noise cancelling, worth every cent.
I have inner ear, just earbuds. I think that they're fine, but I will always have something playing at the gym too. I like music. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I'll listen to a podcast while I'm exercising.
I can as well, yes.
It doesn't actually matter what you listen to, but guarantee that is one of the things that I learned early days once I started going to the gym by myself, especially, that if I had headphones in, it was almost, I created this little cocoon around myself and I was in my own little world and I was just doing what I needed to do. Again, I go in there, I put my headphones in before I even walk in the building.
That's a great point.
I'm already in the sort of focused in my own little zone and I'm just going to go do my workout and leave.
Yep. And it'll be a person by person sort of thing. Some people will find it impossible to listen to, say, audiobooks or podcasts while they're exercising. Others will find it just fine. Figure out what works for you. I can do both. I can do music, I can do podcasts, I can do audiobooks.
Yeah. Yes.
However, the whole point here is the money spent on the headphones is worth every cent, because your point, Courtney, about the cocoon, the bubble you build for yourself, that's a really good analogy. It just blocks everything else out.
I've actually also heard some people, I'm not a hat wearer, really, but I've had a lot of people tell me as well that they wear a baseball cap to the gym as well.
Really?
Yeah, something about it. They just like it. They pull it down. They just
Helps with focus.
it helps them as well almost feel like they're just in their own little bubble.
I'll tell you what, like a lot of this stuff with health, performance, fitness, etc., is just playing these psychological games with yourself.
Absolutely.
Like to me, like I've never worn a hat in a gym, but if it helps someone to focus and push hard, go for gold.
Yeah.
Like I don't care.
Yeah, it's almost like they lose that ability maybe for a bit of
Peripheral vision. Yep.
And they're just sort of like not getting distracted by what's happening next to them or
You know
something.
what?
I'm not sure, but
This week coming,
it works.
I'm going to wear
A hat.
a hat in the
baseball
gym
hat.
and just see what happens.
Fair enough.
You should too.
We could do that.
But the point is, it can help.
Yes.
Now, we spoke about giving you a simple starter plan, so we're going to do that.
Yes.
This is perfect, much like this whole episode, for someone who is new to the gym, scared of the gym, unfamiliar with what to do,
Yes.
has not trained with structure, or just hasn't done any of this for a long time.
Yes.
So we're going to start and get your notepad out. The simple starter plan is just 2 days a week.
Now we're talking about weight training here.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to allow you to sort out your cardio training around this. We're just going to be focusing on weight training.
We're starting with the weight training because it is the cornerstone of any really effective plan, be it for strength improvements, body shape, body composition, athletic performance, functional ability, like literally anything you want as a benefit out of exercising. It starts with weight training. And if anyone says otherwise, they don't know what they're talking about.
And weight training really has to be done in a gym. Whereas cardio training, you can do that realistically outside of a gym if you wanted to.
The weight training potentially could be done at home if you have a good home gym. And that's very much an if.
That's a big
So
if.
we are going to put this program together as if you have a gym membership that you haven't used for a while to get you back into the gym. So it's going to be 2 days a week because when you're a beginner or you're relatively new to intense training, structured training, more isn't better.
No.
A golden rule is learn how to get more from less. Because if we learn how to really push ourselves and get the most out of 2 days a week, then if the goal calls for it, you could potentially go from 2 days a week to 3, and it's a justified move. A lot of people will increase the volume of their exercise training because they don't know how to get the most out of what they're doing. So they think more must be better.
Yes, especially at the beginning.
Better. Yes.
They think more is better because, you need to have a really big head start and you need to catch up, all these sort of things.
I'll give you an example. Whenever we have a new client who isn't very well experienced in the gym, they start on pretty much what you're about to be told right now. It's always 2 days a week.
So 2 days a week.
We're going to split this up.
Upper and lower.
1 day is upper body, 1 day is lower body.
Yes.
Now, a golden rule here, we're going to recommend you do 2 to 3 sets per exercise. Now, within those 2 to 3 sets, you're going to start initially aiming for 10 to 12 reps.
So just before we recap that, can you just quickly explain, just in case someone doesn't know, what the difference is between a set and a rep?
Okay, a rep is one movement. So let's say I'm doing
bench press.
Bench press, right? So if I push the bar up and then put it back down, that's one rep.
One rep.
If I do it, say, 10 times, then rack the bar, that's one set of 10 reps.
Yes.
So repetitions.
Repetitions.
Right.
Yes. So we're talking about 10 to 12 repetitions per exercise. And per exercise, we're talking about 2 to 3 sets, right?
I'll try that one.
I've just said that a long way.
You've completely reversed it.
Okay.
So we want to have 10 to 12 repetitions for 2 to 3 sets per exercise.
That's the one. That's what I wanted to say.
Aim to finish with around about 2 to 3 reps in the tank to begin with.
Yes.
Just like we said before, we don't want you to cripple yourself. So day 1, upper body day, start with the chest press machine. Now you're going to notice something here with this starter plan. it's going to be primarily machine-based. Why is this? Because with machines, they are 1, safer, 2, easier to learn, 3, you can still learn how to push yourself. I still use machines even now, not exclusively machines. I use a combination of machines, cables, barbells, dumbbells, like all manner of things. But for someone who's just cutting their teeth in the gym, the machines are absolutely fantastic.
They're usually pin loaded, so you just put the pin into the weight that you resistance that you want to have, and they have a couple of different like settings in terms of altering the bench height,
the seat height,
you know, things like that. So you can have a play around with it, find the setting that's then going to be comfortable for you. Often when you jump on a machine for the first time, even for me, it takes me maybe 3 to 4 goes before I find the position that's going to really work for me.
Yep. So you start the upper body day with a chest press machine, then go to a shoulder press machine, then find a lat pull down, then go for a rowing machine, and then, because every day is bicep day, just finish with some bicep curls. Grab a pair of dumbbells and away you go.
Yeah.
And if you need to help with this, don't be afraid to take a photo on your phone of the machine that you used so you can then refer back to, which one was it again when you go back the next week?
Absolutely. Some machines in some gyms are numbered. Some of them are named, so you could write down the name of the machine or the number of the machine. Also, don't be afraid to actually also jot down once you find the setting that's most comfortable for you.
I do that.
Because, again, most seat settings or back settings will actually be numbered where they are. So I will jot down the number where the seat position was, the number of the back position, so I don't have to readjust. I don't have to think about the adjustment and waste time every time I do that exercise.
Yep. You know, I'm just thinking while we're talking about this, just a small digression. I might put a link in the description of this episode to go and view this plan.
Cool. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay. So
lower body day,
we'll start with the leg press. Now, with a leg press, there will usually be 2 kinds in the gym. One will be what's called a horizontal leg press, where you're just pushing horizontally. The other will be a 45-degree leg press, where you're sitting down
sort of back
and your legs are going up at 45 degrees, pushing a plate. So honestly, depending on your level of courage, use whichever one you're comfortable
Usually
with.
Horizontal leg presses, where you're basically sitting in an upright seat, your legs are out in front of you and you're pushing back and forward. Those machines are usually pin loaded. Your 45-degree leg presses with your feet sort of facing upwards, more towards the ceiling and pushing up.
They're plate loaded.
They are usually plate loaded. So just to factor that into the one that you feel more comfortable using in the beginning.
Yep. So after the leg press, go and find yourself a leg extension machine to work your quadriceps. Another benefit of machines, by the way, is that they only tend to move in one direction.
They tend to be a little bit easier to understand how it works, yes.
Yep. After the leg extension, go and find either a seated or a lying hamstring curl machine. So a lying one's when you're lying flat on your stomach, and a seated one's where you're sitting like we are now.
And you're pulling your feet in underneath you towards your bum, yes.
After you've found a suitable hamstring curl machine, go and find a calf raise machine. So a calf raise machine, just doing flexion extension through your ankles basically. You might find one that's seated, you might find one that's standing, whatever works. I personally prefer standing, but it's because I don't fit in most seated ones.
I prefer seated because I find standing the pads tend to rest on your shoulders. So that's where the weight gets loaded. And I find that it pushes down on my shoulders. Whereas a seated one, you're using your back to sort of push away from the
So you've just got 2 different people saying they prefer both types. Go with whatever feels better for you. Yeah. There's no right or wrong there. After the calf raise machine, go test your midsection out with just a core exercise. Go do a couple of sets of planks, time yourself, or do some sets of sit-ups.
Yeah.
And that's it. You're done. One thing to notice here, we've only given you 5 exercises per day. Not much. But when you learn how to train with structure and then learn how to really push yourself with intent and intensity, you'll discover You don't need that much.
No.
I know for me, there's a particular day of the week I do weights. I do 3 to 4 exercises max.
Yeah.
But I go hard on those 3 to 4 exercises. So with this structure, this 2-day-a-week structure, at the 10 to 12 rep range. So by 10 to 12 reps, if you can do more than 12 reps with good form, it's probably too easy.
Yeah.
If you can't even do 10 reps with good form, it's probably too hard.
Too hard, put the weight down a bit.
Now do this for 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, don't change anything else except this. Do less reps. So instead of doing 10 to 12 reps, do 8 to 10. This is going to help you facilitate strength improvements.
Yes, because obviously once you drop the rep range to aiming for 8 to 10 reps, you are automatically going to be able to put the weight up a little bit.
Yeah. Then after another 4 weeks, drop down from 8 to 10 reps to then 6 to 8 reps. Again, this will facilitate another strength improvement.
We're just just reiterating, should I say, that when we're using that 2-rep sort of guide, so we're talking about 8 to 10 or whatever it is, let's just use 8 to 10. As Matt said, we're talking about a minimum and a maximum. So if you can't do 8, it's too heavy. The weight is too heavy. If you're doing more than 10, then it's too light. If it's in between that, then it's perfect.
I've been working in rep ranges similar to a structure like this now for coming up on 16 years. And even now, for me being fairly advanced, it never lets you down. No matter what level you're at, it never lets you down because it has a bit of wiggle room.
That's why I think it's always made more sense to me once I learned it, Matt, than just, you're aiming for 10. Okay. So if you don't get 10, then it's wrong.
No. Having that window gives you a bit of room to move in.
Yes.
So it just works.
Yes.
So then after you've done these 3 blocks of 4 weeks, which should then equal 4 times 3 is 12. I know maths.
Yes.
Have a week off for a bit of a rest and a recover. We call it a deload. After a good deload, go back and do this again. Don't change anything. Do the exact same program all over again. You will notice some very clear strength gains going from program 1 to program 2. And you'll notice this because you don't mix shit up. What this then allows you to do is compare apples to apples where you are on program 2 to where you were on program 1. So you might go, well, hey, I'm on week 5 of program 2 doing this weight on the chest press machine. Oh, that's way ahead of where I was at week 5 of my last program. Congratulations, you've gotten stronger.
Yes.
You're improving. So a sort of final pro tip here with this program will work, will get you stronger, will work spectacularly well if you log, record everything you do for every session.
Yes.
So you record your exercises, record how many sets you did, record the weight that you did for each set, and even potentially I recommend just taking notes like this felt good, this felt better, I should go heavier next week. Just little observations that you make when you're doing it, write it all down because you will not remember the next week.
Yes.
I don't care how good you think your memory is, you will forget the small fine details as you do more of this. I know for me, on my computer, I have got my last 15 years of training records and workouts on there. I've been logging everything.
Yeah.
Because even for me, as someone who teaches this stuff, I'm not going to remember it.
Yes.
Especially as you get more advanced and you start doing things where the weight difference from one week to another might be 250 grams. Like that one last week, was it 80.25 or 80.75? Well, if I check my notes, it's written down right there.
Yes.
So the more you're prepared to be diligent and record, you will progress faster and it will just be just mental energy you don't have to expend trying to remember. Mm-hmm. And that is that. So I will put a link to a downloadable version of this inside the episode description. So, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, whatever, just go to the episode description. I'll make sure that it's in there. Go give it a crack.
Yeah.
And come back to us with your feedback, but please don't come back to us for a couple of months.
Yes.
Like, don't come back after one session and say, oh, this didn't work. Like, buddy, come back 3 to 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Then we'll see what's up.
Yep.
So, Courtney, let's get out of here.
Yes. All right. I think that's a bit of a wrap. Before we go, though, just to point out that if this hit home, if it works for you, you try it out and you want to learn more, we do have a coaching program, Matt.
I would also say, in addition to that, if you want help really building this into your life, adding structure and certainty and direction and accountability, we do indeed have a kick-ass coaching program, the Weight Loss Podcast Academy. If you want to learn more about it, see if it might be the right thing for you, also in the episode description.
Yes.
So, Courtney, up top.
That's it.
Hope this helped. Thank you for joining us. See you soon.
Bye.
Are you ready to share your success? Head over to our website for full access to our show notes, resources based on today's topic, and links to our Facebook group so you can share your story with our hosts and many others out there who are looking to achieve and maintain their health and fitness goals. You can find all that and more exclusively at theweightlosspodcast.com.